Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today I bring you guys loot from 10 hours of spiritual mages, and this is going to be the Zaros spiritual mages. The goal for this video is to make as much profit an hour as we can throughout these 10 hours and see just how much we're going to be making, as well as get as many clue scrolls as possible, and just in general explore all of the drops from this new spiritual mage. So this spiritual mage, as you can see on screen here, was released January 5th, 2022, compared to the other spiritual mages in RuneScape that were released October of 2013. Now, the main difference between those spiritual mages that were released close to 10 years ago and this new spiritual mage is obviously this is kind of like the buffed version, the strongest version of them all because it is the Zaros version. Now, since it is the Zaros version, you can expect more drops from this spiritual mage compared to the others, such as the shards as well as the blood essence and the ancient ceremonial robes. However, looking at the drop tables of all the spiritual mages on the wiki, it looks like the normal drops are very similar here compared to all of the other lower level spiritual mages. So I think the main difference that I'm seeing with all the drops is that these drop unnoted super restores, and they also drop a lot of smoke runes. And I wasn't able to find smoke runes on the other drop tables of spiritual mages, so maybe that's one of the differences, or maybe the wiki just haven't posted it yet. But either way, yeah, very similar drop table comparatively, which is interesting because they're so much more higher level, but really we're just here for all of the dragon boots. As you can see, we really started off with a very great first hour, getting a lot of dragon boot drops. And keep in mind that these dragon boot drops are 1 in 128, as well as the blood essence, which is similar priced, and it's 1 in 128 as well. As it goes for the gear for this video, it's pretty much a replica of the gear for the Blood Reaver video, just max range with, Ceradome and D'hide instead of Armadillo. Maybe that Ceradome and D'hide brought me some extra luck because we did get 3 dragon boots within 40 minutes of the very first hour into the video, so that was incredible. And believe it or not, I actually decided to bank the proper and most efficient way this time. Reading the comments on the Blood Reaver video telling me that there is a bank just a little bit east of this area was amazing to me. And I think I just proved it with that dialogue on screen that this was my very first time using this bank. So, although I kill so many things in the game, I really have so little knowledge about the game. It's just a matter of reading updates and really going in depth with locations and strategies. Just never been one to do that, so thank you guys. I rely on you guys for a lot of that, so that was nice. It was really cool to never have to leave this area throughout the whole video, and we were having a pretty successful first hour. We actually made 1.5 million profit, and we averaged about 155 kills with the blowpipe. That is really lucky though, 4 dragon boots out of 155 kills, so I didn't know if every single hour was going to be the same, but nevertheless, we were going to continue. It was also cool that these spiritual mages drop ancient brew sips, and what I would do is after I'd use all of my prayer potions in one inventory, if I had any inventory space left, I would pick up all the ancient brews and combine them into 4 doses, and there you go, bank all of them when you're ready to bank, and there's extra money for the price checks. So I really tried to pick up and bank everything for this video, and it worked out pretty well. Obviously, my inventory was flawed because, I brought those house teleports and Trollheim teleports. I was just so used to banking outside of this area, but I did bank them eventually, and I had a little bit more inventory space. Alongside the dragon boot luck, 2 hours into the video, we were still getting pretty good things, as well as some blood essence drops, as well as some shard drops, so it was all really adding to the price check. And to my surprise, the second hour, we did make another 1.5 mil, so 2 back-to-back really incredible hours. The kills were going pretty smoothly. I wasn't getting crashed that much from people here that were getting their KC for necks. I did manage to get a pair of ancient ceremonial boots, so not quite dragon boots, but shortly after we did receive some more dragon boots, so that's pretty nice. There's nothing better than getting, consistent dragon boot drops. It really reminded me of the Abyssal Demon video that we did not too long ago, getting so many whip drops, so much more than the drop rate, and I was feeling like the exact same thing was happening here. 8 dragon boots within 3 hours time. We'll make that 9 actually, but remember that number. Remember 9 dragon boots from 3 hours into the video, and maybe we'll see how our luck either changes or, you know, gets worse or gets better throughout the rest of the video. I did also promise you guys that I would do every single hard clue scroll in this video, since I did not do any of the hard clues during the Blood Reaver video. So what I did was I counted every single clue that I did get. A little bit of a spoiler alert, but there's 10 hard clues at the very end of this, and I did do all of them at the very end. So we will combine all of the clue scroll loot with this price check from the Spiritual Mages. And this is definitely the rarest drop of today's video, a shield left half. Without a Ring of Wealth on, it is 1 in 524,000, which is just insane. And with a Ring of Wealth on, it is 1 in 31,000, which is understandably insane. But it's just crazy to see that. I think the rarest drop that you can actually get here would be a Dragon Spear without wearing a Ring of Wealth, and that's 1 in 699,000. Really don't know where Jagex comes up with these numbers from, but that's just insane. So yeah, shortly after that I did get 144 mil range XP and a Nature Talisman drop, which is 1 in 2,700. I think I went 2 more hours dry of Dragon Boots, so I was getting a little upset. You know, I feel like I wasted all my luck in the very beginning, but you know, we still were receiving some ancient ceremonial pieces. Even though they're not worth too much, it's still nice to see on the ground. And since I was able to stay here throughout this whole video without banking, I did actually hit the maximum kill count that you can hit for these Spiritual Mages. Considered to be ancient, you can see at the top left there, I think it caps at 4,000, and then every single time I bank, I have to use 40 ancient KC to, you know, use the bank, so it goes back down to 3960. But after just a couple more kills, it quickly reaches back to that max amount, so that's pretty fascinating. I wonder why Jagex capped it at 4,000. But other than all that, the clue scrolls are stacking up as well as the ancient ceremonial pieces. I definitely got more ancient ceremonial pieces in the Blood Reaver video. It was just crazy. Maybe it seemed like more because the Blood Reavers didn't have a Dragon Boot drop and these Spiritual Mages do, but nevertheless, it was just insane to see so many drops throughout both of these videos so far. And again, the Blood Essence is a pretty stable item to get. It's about 150k flat, so anytime you would get that, it's pretty much like getting another pair of Dragon Boots, since the price of those is hovering around 150 to 180k. I did a Spiritual Mage video I think 3 years ago, and I want to say the Dragon Boot price was at least 350 to 400k then, so you know, obviously they have seen better days, but yeah, they're Dragon Boots now. It's 2022, times are just different. As it goes for the normal drops, you know, you can pretty much see them all in the inventory. I didn't bank any of them. The only normal drops I was banking was with the Herb Sack and the Gem Bag as usual. You can always expect those Renars and Torstals and Snapdragons, so it's pretty useful to bring that. Yeah, the runes were adding up. The Mud runes are a pretty good price. The Smoke runes are nice. Blood runes as well, about 14,000 Astral runes almost. So, you know, you can always expect a decent amount of runes from these. Whether you're an Iron Man or a main, the runes are definitely going to benefit you, so you might as well pick them up. And as we are nearing the end of the video here, my strategy to kill these Spiritual Mages was a little different than the Reavers. This basically was a great spot to do it. Was all the way south, right next to the entrance. You're just going to have the same 2 mages be spawning right next to each other. One of them's west and one of them's a little south, and you just kind of attack both of them at the same time, and as one dies, the next one will respawn, and you know, it's just a pretty convenient method, and I feel like most people kill them at this spot. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, 10 hours of Spiritual Mages. Zaros has been completed, 1,510 kills, which means with the Blowpipe and 99 range and Bastion and Rigor, we average about 150 kills per hour. Very first price check is going to be all of the ancient brews I collected, all of the herbs, the runes, the blood essence, and the shard drops. And it looks like everything does come out to be rounded up 8.7 million GP. Our second price check is going to focus in on the ancient ceremonial pieces, even though we all know it's not worth that much that it shows on screen. I just wanted to do them separately, 1.8 mil from that. Our third and final, well, not our final price check, we still have our clue scrolls, but our third price check of all of the Dragon Boots does come out to be 2.5 million. Looks like we ended with just about 14 Dragon Boots, getting 9 of those in the first 2.5 hours, so our luck was insane. insanely good at the very start of the video, not the greatest towards the end. But now it is time to sell everything and see the actual number. As you can see on that notepad there, this video did take me roughly a day to do. I did pretty much all of it yesterday, but when you play RuneScape for 10 hours in one day, I don't know, it's not hard, but then you have to edit, which takes about 2 hours total, and then another 30 minutes to voiceover. So yeah, you know, I couldn't finish it all last night, but I finished it this morning. So that 13 mil turns into 10.8 mil. So the, you know, the ancient ceremonial pieces is why that number went down, but 10.8 mil is still not too bad. And now we have 10 hard clue scrolls to do. What I'm looking at for these clues is hopefully obtaining some masters, or at least, you know, making enough money to pay for the scales that I used in this video. Prayer potions kind of paid for themselves because of the super restore drops, so that's good. But either way, let's go ahead and open up these clues. All right, so about pretty average clues so far, 100k, a couple 30ks. We did actually manage to hit 800 overall hard clues. We see some nice ancient Van braces there. That's probably going to be the best reward, 209k. And from 10 hard clues overall, we made a little over a mil, so that's not too bad. That'll take care of most of the scale costs. So yeah, 10.8 mil, mostly all profit. Had a lot of fun with this one, and I hope you guys enjoy the video as much as I enjoyed killing these mages. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow with loot from 10 hours of neck reels. Until then, Mr. No Sleep out.